Yo, what's going on, Grandma family? I was about to record a video outside, but it's raining and it's a little chilly out, so I'm gonna just do it from inside. I was just thinking about I was reading some comments and forums and stuff about different companies, and I noticed that a lot of people tell you to get into a starter company. If whatever company you start with, you might not stay with them. Some people even encourage you to leave after your first year. Now, if that company is trash, then I recommend you do the same. But not all companies are super bad. Like, I know people probably wondering, like, am I embarrassed or ashamed of coming back to a starter company with the amount of experience I have behind the wheel? I have 2 years verifiable CDL Class A driving experience, but nah, I'm not really ashamed about coming back to a starter company. Yeah, this company is where people start. They do churn people when people they do churn them out. It's a training company. Usually the turnover rate at training companies are pretty high, but I feel like when you find a place that works for you, there's nothing wrong with sticking to it. Now, y'all might think that I had no other options or that I left Prime because I was so disgruntled about the lease situation. Yeah, I was upset about the leasing situation, but my pride wasn't too high to where I couldn't go back company. See, I wanted to see what it was like to actually be local. Like, I wanted to try not be local as in the whole local experience, but I wanted to see whether local was for me. I kind of already knew it wasn't, but I still wanted to give it a go before I rule it out, because you can't always rule out stuff or count yourself out before even trying. So, I was up for a new challenge. I seen a position open up. I was like, yo, this sounds perfect. I was on a graveyard shift. It was cool. It was okay, I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it was cool, because cool is a pretty high standard. It was okay, but it wasn't for me. The whole working 14 hours, like squeezing out my 14 hours, my first week, I violated my clock like twice just because of all of the stuff that I had to do, and then running into the morning rush hour traffic on my way back to the yard and stuff like that, and then seeing my paycheck. And it's like, I highly recommend that if you ever want to go to a local company, definitely look for local companies that pay by the hour. Sometimes it's not always easy to find the ones that pay overtime, but if you can find one that pays by the hour and that pays overtime, go with them for sure. But if you find one that pays by the hour, for sure go with them. I was at a pay by the day, on a pay by the day account, and it's just, some days you might do all of this work and some days you might not do a whole lot of work. So, I didn't feel like it was worth it, the money. So, and I didn't really like it. So I just decided to go to another company. I really wanted to come back to Prime, but I was like, let me venture out and see what it's like to work somewhere else. And that was a pretty good company. I'll let y'all know in the comments. I'm not going to really put them out there in the video because I was only there for a month, and I feel like I can't really speak on too much about a company being there only a month. I'm not one of those people that likes to go to companies and start promoting them and telling y'all to come on over, and I ain't really experience with them like that. So I was only there for a month, but it was a pretty cool company. It just wasn't for me. So, and like I said, I was going to quit trucking, and then also I had to come to terms with my anxiety, my fear. I was watching one of TB's videos where he was talking about, like, who's actually scared of the winter. Like, is there people that absolutely refuse to drive for the winter? And, you got people commenting and everybody giving their opinions about it. And I'm just watching the video like, yo, like, I'm really one of those people that I don't have a debilitating fear towards winter. My fear comes in when I'm dealing with, like, downgrades and being in, like, the mountains when it's covered with snow. I just have a fear of not being able to stop the truck. That's just one of my biggest fears, which is why I don't like to drive the winter. Like, I've been through two and I survived perfectly fine, but it's just my anxiety increases a whole lot, which probably a lot of other people probably experience it. But like, my anxiety, sometimes it be where I be feeling like, yo, like, I wish I could just quit the winter and then drive during the spring. But then I realized that I would never learn how to conquer my anxiety or learn my capabilities if I kept giving up or if I kept quitting. So I decided that I'm gonna, face my fear of ending up in the mountains while it's like whiteout conditions and stuff like that and get through it. Like, I don't have an issue with telling my company that I want to shut down or I don't feel safe driving. It's situations where you just get caught in it and it's like, yo, what do I do? So I do feel like improper training and not having the experience plays a part in that. But I'm definitely going to face my fear head on, and we're going to see how this winter goes. I'm definitely going to try to record a whole lot of how I feel in that moment and show y'all what it's like, and share how I feel so that y'all can see that everyone out here isn't just driving and completely confident. Like, I'm not going to say completely confident, but everybody isn't, that thrill seeker, or everyone isn't fearless behind the wheel, because I feel like that's like one of my big fears. But I'm gonna share that with y'all, and I just wanted to come at y'all and vent a little bit. Now, why I decided to come back to Prime, I really like Prime as a company. Some people might not like it because it's a starter company and the turnover rate is pretty high, and a lot of people feel like the lease is a scam. Whatever, people just don't agree with the whole leasing thing. But and then also Prime is like pretty much all automatic right now, so some people are against that, but it's a starter company. So I came back to Prime because I like the company. Like, I like the company side. Like, I never had an issue with the company side. I only left company because I wanted to take the path of less risk, I guess you can say, with seeing whether I wanted to be in the trucking business. So I wanted the walkaway lease option and the backing of the company so that I could see what it was like. I didn't leave the company side because I hated it. Like, the company side was cool for me. And here at Prime, I feel like you do have like a lot of freedom as a company driver. Like, if you get good with your dispatcher will start running you in areas that they know that you might like, or they'll run you in like the same areas, and they'll learn your patterns of how you like to run, and then they'll run you like that, and it keeps you happy. But you are forced dispatch. Like, whatever they do give you, if you don't like going there, you still have to go. But for the most part, it's not as bad as people like to make it seem. Like, people might like to make it seem like being a company driver, you don't have no control over nothing. Like, if you're an OTR driver, just get out there and experience it. It's places that I don't like to go, but I've been there, and I didn't die. Obviously, I'm here and I survived, but you can make decent money. So I always tell people when I'm talking to them here, like, before you jump into that lease, before you get off your trainer truck and jump straight into that lease, try the company side first. Get to know your craft, learn it, because it's so many times where you'll be like, I like it, I don't like it, I'm gonna quit, I'm not gonna quit. You go back and forth with yourself so much. You don't want to be running a business that way. Like, you want to be for sure that this is something you want to do. Like, a business is a big commitment. So definitely try the company side. I've given averages between 8 to 1,300 after taxes. You can average around 900 after taxes, which is good money, especially when you don't have any bills. Speaking from my age and what I've come from, but you'll make some decent money. Some weeks you might not make as much, but I feel like it's still worth it to try it. So hopefully I held on to y'all during this video. Become Grandma certified by hitting the bell. Join the Grandma family by subscribing. I hope this video helps a lot of y'all out, and I hope that I answered on why I decided to come back to a starter company with 2 years experience. I'll see y'all later.